That was a fantastic presentation. You like have created a website that I so want to have exactly that, but a little more in depth.
Excellent, Diane. So getting back to what your question was in the beginning, you had this question, what are the fundamental causes of our problems? So brilliant. I really like what you've done, and I like what Bob and all these other people have done. It's absolutely incredible. And part of this is really that we need to all come back together and make people aware of what is out there. So I think both what you and Diane are doing is exceptional. But you asked a question right at the beginning, and you said, what is the essential fundamental cause of our problems? Because if we know what the problem is and why we're in the situation we're in, then we'll be able to make better choices and we'll have a better future. Well, this process from the first very beginning all the way through, I'm basing it on a book that I wrote, which was my life's journey and quest to discover the meaning of life and truth and what is going on in our world. And I eventually titled it Beyond the Age of Ignorance, The Quest for the Truth. And what I've been doing is we've been dealing with each subject that is critical to our understanding of who we are, what is our true nature. We are the wind, we are the land. So we've been going through all of these different concepts. But so the why we're in this trouble is purely, it really comes down to, when we're babies and children, we have this natural tendency to try and eat healthy food and to try and be healthy. We run, we play, we are just these naturally healthy human beings. But then something happens, something changes. And what that is as parents, we start to teach our children something that's not true and it's abstract. And we teach our children a whole lot of abstract ideas, and we teach them religions, and then we teach them our education system, which is designed to create an industrialized society and so on. But really, what it is in every institution of education, they're all based on fundamental values and beliefs. And our society is based on private property ownership, fear, scarcity, centralization of power. It's based on a whole lot of fundamental values and beliefs. Now, if you change those fundamental values and beliefs to being that of love, consideration, compassion, empathy, all of the things that we want our children to be before we start to teach them all of these crazy ideas, that will change our world. That is the key to everything. Change the way we think, we change the way we behave, we change our world. Basically, humanity originally lived in harmony with nature, the cycles, the seasons, and migrated with all of the other species of animals across the plains. So we lived in harmony with nature and life. And it was really important to ensure that life went on and we didn't take more than we needed. So that was the way when we were in harmony. But then we taught our children and we started heading out on this abstract journey until we've reached the stage where we're in desperate trouble. And the only way for adults to get back is literally to return to alignment with those values and beliefs and the flow of life, because that's what we need to do. And then we need to teach our children that essential value and belief system and how to live sustainable and healthy lives within our world as one with our world. And if we do that, the whole situation changes overnight. We can go and put band-aids and take a pill and whatever to try and fix the problems. Like, let's go and pick up all the plastic bags. But if you don't go to the cause of the problem, change our way of life, we're going to keep on producing plastic bags and all the garbage. We're going to keep on destroying the world. It really is a paradigm shift. It's a shift in the way we think and the way we behave, the way we live our lives, and that will manifest the future that we deserve. It's very, very simple. And our solution to that is creating a new education system which is based on those wonderful values and beliefs, and to create sustainable teaching eco-villages where people learn all of that natural wisdom and their children are raised within that belief system. You do that, and first of all, we use it as an education system for people coming from outside the community. Well, first of all, people who create it, they gain the education, they become the teachers. The people coming from outside the community join the community for a period of time, learn what there is, and they go and they create another sustainable eco-village. Like one hub becomes another one, becomes another, and that spreads around the world. So we're spreading the education, we're spreading the natural wisdom, we're teaching people how to live, and of course we're raising our children in these natural, sustainable eco-villages. So therefore we're ensuring that the future changes fast. If we don't change the way we're raising and educating our children, we literally have no future. So that's just answering your question.
That was really good. I really like that, Dennis. And just to take that kind of one step further, is the advertisement that young kids are getting about buying McDonald's and processed foods and eating all these things. I mean, that has to kind of change as well, because they've done psychological studies on the minds of kids, and they're target marketing them with foods that are not healthy for them. So that's one of the root causes of the problem. And then also, the people need to know that they are the ones making the choices because they have the buying power. And it's very difficult, because if you go to the store and you're going to buy something, if you buy it in a plastic package, then you're condoning the use of all that plastic or the packaging or whatever. So to get to the root cause, you're going to have to change the way people think about that. That is the most challenging, even for me. It took me a year to give up plastic bags at the grocery store, just because I was so programmed. It's not easy. And so trying to get to that, how do I change me, is a challenge.
That's a great point, Diane, because even when we have it in our mind to shift our habits, the system, the flow just dumps it on us. And I go in with my reusable bag. Often I have a few of them in the trunk of my car. Many times I forget them and remember them at the checkout line that and they want to double bag everything and put one item in each bag. And it's hard, but I do it. I say, I want as few bags as possible. I made a mistake. I don't want to have the mistake double and triple by going along with what you think I need. I need to make my own choice. And only by demonstrating that, by shifting our mistakes when we make them, and by owning up to them, and in public. Don't want the bags. Let me see if I can carry it out, in my arms. Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of, micro change of habit and mindset that we can accomplish, is by modeling the behavior that we want to see and owning up that we also forget from time to time. So being righteous and self-righteous about it isn't going to work, because once people feel that they're being made wrong, they're just going to withdraw, rather than, even if you have the most important thing to say. But yeah, changing the behavior is just not what we're up to in the world. And as I mentioned, we have this global drift, this civilization drift, that has taken us so far off track of what has us live a meaningful life, in contact with nature and ourselves, understanding our own bodies, being able to heal our own bodies, being able to support other people in our life and around us in our community. So I acknowledge all of us for being on this call to put that kind of stuff in motion.
The only way I could break my habit, Kurt, I sorry to interrupt,
no, it's okay.
Is when I forgot my bag, which I did a lot, I made myself buy another bag. And so then I found I had like 30 bags in the back of my car. And I'm thinking, okay, this is ridiculous. So then when I went to get my bag, if I saw somebody walking from the car to go to the grocery store and they didn't have a recycled bag, I said, excuse me, but I had a hard time breaking this habit. Can I offer you some bags? So I started giving out bags at the grocery store. And you wouldn't believe how many times people went, oh, thank you, I forgot about that. Or, oh my gosh, I have one in my car. So that was
so each one teach one and model the behavior. What a great way. Rather than you being a hoarder of reusable bags, costs you $1 to change somebody's habit. Wonderful idea.
Sorry, can I just throw in 1 second there? I used to punish myself and say, okay, if you don't bring the bags in, put it back in the cart, take my cart out there, and I unload each individual item into my boot. And then when I got to wherever, I would pack everything into my bags when I got my bags, and then take it inside. Or take one thing at a time, or 10 things at a time, whatever, from the car, to the thing. So I basically punished myself into good behavior. So
Yeah, great. So sometimes, and this is why communities work, is when we share ideas. So I've learned two great thoughts today on this call. If nothing else, the past minute has been very valuable for me.
all right, wonderful. Let's go to Lorna.
Yes, it has been very delightful to hear everybody. Very nice and sitting here out in the nature. I would like to share with you a question that I throw to myself in times of crisis or when I'm not at ease is, am I coming from love or am I coming from fear? And that put me right on the place where I should be. So since we're in times of crisis, I think it's a big time for creativity as well. Of course, I want to get my greens from the place that I want to, and go to the grove where I get my tomatoes and my herbs that I can pick from where they're planted and all that. But the other thought is, I have to work with what I have, and that by far take away a little bit the fear. They make me practice something that I have not been practicing too much, to do with what I have, not just with what I want. I look at my pantry and I had a lot of stuff in there that I haven't used for so long. And I start looking, especially the non-purchable stuff, and 80% was expired. That made me open another chapter that I should pay attention to. How much I spend and I don't use it. And it became like a snowball. So I started to use some stuff because, the fear come down about not being able to get what I wanted food wise. I started to eat some of the stuff that maybe I wouldn't eat on a regular basis. Stuff that I bought when the hurricane awareness comes and you have to buy canned food, which I never use canned food. I said, it's not going to kill me if I keep this as a habit after this pass, then that's different ball game. I felt more and more every day in balance, not to be afraid. And I will talk to my body, I will take, hey, there's some different stuff coming down there, but it's temporarily and I'm grateful for it that I have it and so forth. Same thing with other supplies. The other thing about being isolated, I started to, again, with the same premise, same kind of question, coming from fear or from love. Fear here in my apartment, and I can go for what I usually do. But I said, what can I do that it could nurture me so I'm at peace and I can think more straight and really do something with this crisis? And I read a lot about crisis, how healthy crisis could be on a personal level, because we need to go through crisis sometimes in order to get to a solution. But I know the crisis is very big, but so the outcome in my eyes gotta be really big, really, really good. But we have to go through this because we have been messing around for so many years that it would be very foolish to believe that the solution is going to come with a blink of an eye. So what I've been doing, say, well, what can I do with not just for myself, aside from praying for others, So I said, what can I do? What are my gifts that I can use, with people that are not in such a great shape, because I have food, I have shelter, I have water, and I'm calm. I got to be very calm. At the beginning, I said, why I'm so calm? Looking always for excuse even when something goes good. I said, well, this is supposed to be probably, what I have to, it's the time for me to be calm, and then how can I share this? So I started to do a little videos, very first for my loved ones, and then, people I haven't talked for a long time. I say, this is what I have right now. I'm calm and I'm trusting the higher power. Then I have calm. I'm going to pass on calm. It came from answer that question and being creative. I did something that probably shocked you because it shocked me. I was when I was still was able to go to the store for supplies. I started to think what kind of things I used to do that will make me temporarily, very temporarily feel happy and, just a little something, nothing big. And what came to my mind was way, way back, maybe 25 years ago. So I used to eat just to stop by the drive-through from McDonald's for a dark chocolate vanilla sundae. And that's what it came to my mind. I said, oh, no, 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 that's not a good idea. But something told me, I'm coming out of fear again. So I said, anyway, I end up going through the drive-through and I ordered a sundae. And I got peace of mind. Am I going to do it again and again or go back to that? No. But what I'm trying to say is last night I drank a little coffee. I haven't drank coffee for many, many years because I do natural teas. But that little half a cup of tea, and it happened to be from Guatemala, where I'm from, it connected me with very happy times back at home that would make me feel at ease as well. So, for whatever that's worth for you, I am looking forward for the big lesson.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lorna. That was some really, really interesting ideas. I do yoga to try and keep calm and walk. We are now at 13 minutes past 5, and I'm sure people want to leave. So basically, I'm sorry, Brennan, but maybe next time. If anyone wants to just say their last goodbyes or whatever, or they want to stay on afterwards, they're welcome to do so, and we can talk on. But this is basically the end of the formal part of the meeting.